Kevin Durant, also known as the Slim Reaper, now in his 19th season in the NBA, and he continues to be one of the most efficient scorers the game has ever seen. His handle is too tight to pressure closely, his length too long to contest consistently, and his athleticism makes protecting the rim a tall task as well. Many would consider his combination of size and skill the perfect template for a creative player. And today, that's exactly who we'll be bringing out to the Random Rec. The way that I enjoy playing NBA 2K is by recreating a player's real game. And today, the next NBA player in our rotation is Kevin Durant. And like I always say, I never make meta builds on my channel. So if you do enjoy more of a realistic play style in NBA 2K, definitely consider subscribing to the channel, dropping a like, and in the comment section, let me know what NBA player you would like to see me bring to life next. So yeah guys, here we go. On the screen, as you guys can see, this is our 6'11 realistic Kevin Durant build that I have put together. Now I do have a full breakdown video of this realistic Kevin Durant, so definitely check that out if you are curious about my mindset when it came to putting together this realistic Kevin Durant. Now one thing that I did mess up on though that I do need to mention, for whatever reason, I thought in order for us to get Hall of Fame Post Fade Phenom, we needed both a 90 post control and a 90 mid-range, but we only need a 90 mid-range paired with at least an 84 post control. So yeah, I definitely spaced out putting our cap breakers into this build. We definitely still want to have at least that 87 post control for gold post poet, but yeah, you do not need to put 3 cap breakers in your post control like I do. But speaking of that post control, like I said, we do have that Hall of Fame Post Fade Phenom. So with a max +1 today, you guys are going to see, we're going to be showcasing this Legend Post Fade Phenom on our Kevin Durant build. Also, at the time that I did get this footage, I didn't have this max +2 slot unlocked yet. So just know we do have our shifty shooter badge on gold for this gameplay, not Hall of Fame. And also for that tier 1 badge slot, instead of having this gold Deadeye, we would normally be having Hall of Fame Deadeye once I am able to get to that season level. And for our takeovers, I will be running 2 different takeovers in this gameplay today, because in order to be a 6'11 build, you do have at least to go at power forward or center. Obviously for Kevin Durant, we went at the power forward position, which means sometimes in the Random Rec, you are thrown down at center. So for the times that we are put at the power forward position, I do have the sharpshooter takeover ready to select, and we are boosting our 3-point shot, our speed with ball, and also our mid-range. And like I said, we do have that sharpshooter takeover ability that is going to help us get better ankle breakers and just spot up better. And then for the times that we are put at the center position, I have this poster takeover ready. And then when we're at center, I am going to be boosting up our defensive rebound, our passing accuracy, just because we're going to be throwing a lot more outlets out there, and then also the interior defense, as it is going to be our job to protect the rim in a lot of situations. And now over to our animations. Obviously, if we're going to be playing like Kevin Durant in today's gameplay, we're going to need to have all of his animations equipped that are available in the game. For his reverse layup, we don't have a Kevin Durant one, so we do have Victor Wembanyama for that. For his spin layup, we are currently using Giannis Antetokounmpo. Triple threat style, we are using Stephen Curry, and then the step back, we're using Pro. Everything else is Kevin Durant besides the passing style. If you did decide to go with the playmaking specialization, one of the rewards for one of the goals, it is Draymond Green's passing style, and I just have this one equipped over nothing. And then really quick, moving over to the dunk style, Kevin Durant, unfortunately, he doesn't have his own dunk package into the game, so I went ahead and put together our own one that I do think resembles Kevin Durant's dunks in real life for the pro contact dunks. Off of 2, we obviously have that one equipped. I do feel like Kevin Durant is primarily a 1-foot leaper, so we have a bunch of little basic dunks in here equipped. We have the quick drops off one, we have the hangs off of one, the back scratchers off one, and then the big man side clutches off one as well. And then we also have the contact dunks pro. I feel like for the most part, Kevin Durant has been a pretty conservative dunker throughout his career. Maybe during his younger days in OKC, he would occasionally pull out a windmill or something like that. But yeah, I feel like whenever Kevin Durant does dunk, even though it is very easy for him, I feel like he doesn't have a lot of flair in his dunks. So that's exactly why we have a lot of these basic animations equipped. But yeah, this is our 6'11 Kevin Durant build. The only thing I wish that we could have done with it was have a longer wingspan, but 7'1 was the longest wingspan we could go in order to get his base jumper in the game. And obviously, if we're going to be KD, we need to have his jump shot in the game. But yeah, like I said during the intro today, we're going to be taking our Kevin Durant build into the Random Rec. But first, we're going to get warmed up. We have 4 1v1 games in the warm-ups, and then we're going to go on and play 3 Random Rec games. Some really good games, an insane final rec game, so definitely stick around for that. I promise it'll be worth the time. So let's get right into it. And here we go, starting out on our first 1v1 warm-up game. We have ourselves a good matchup right here. All of Kevin Durant's signature animations equipped as we hit him with a double cross to start out. Go with that quick meter dunk with our 89 drive and dunk active. You guys see the green bar on that one, really big, as we get ourselves a contact dunk without even using the meter. That doesn't happen often, but right there, we do get saved with it a little bit as we go to a nice mid-range pull-up. You guys know Kevin Durant's mid-range game, the most lethal part of his game. As right here, we're gonna get caught up. Good defense by our opponent, but we're gonna use the length to our advantage as we make use of that Legend Post Fade Phenom right over there over our opponent. Now currently down by 1, we're gonna hop back in the post right here, go to that Kevin Durant post fade animation that is so quick and so smooth as we're able to knock that one down. But our opponent, he is going to answer back, hit a 3-ball right in our face. Now we're down by 3, and these games are only up to 15. So now our opponent only needs 2 points to get the victory. He currently has a sharp takeover active, but he's going to try to take this one in on us, Kevin Durant. We're going to be able to body him up with our interior defense right there, force him into a bad shot. We got to make sure that we make use of every possession as we go to a nice little pull up there on the baseline for another mid-range bucket. Now we're up to 10 points on the game. Now showing off a little bit more of that Kevin Durant handle. We're able to get him turned around and we're able to get a free lane at the rim. Now we're going to go to our go-to shot as he completely flies to the side. Now we're going to make use of our gold post up poet. Once again, we have 90 post control on our build. That is actually completely useless, but at least at 87, we do get that gold post up poet badge. As now we're going to mix them up a little bit more with our 73 ball handle. You only need a 70 ball handle in order to get all of Kevin Durant's dribble moves, but we did bump it up to that 73 rating in order for us to have that gold strong handle badge. And now currently we need to win by 2, even though we're at 15. So we're gonna go to our legend badge right here to finish off this game. That Legend Post Fade Phenom coming in useful in the clutch for us. You guys see the win streak, it is at 2 because the first game, I think our opponent just immediately lagged out before it even started. So now we're gonna be going up against a big body slasher for this next game, and we're going to be able to show off the interior defense a little bit on our Kevin Durant build. Once again, we are a power forward, so we are not primarily a center. I didn't put too much into our interior defense, but we currently do have a 74 overall rating with an 84 block rating. So right here, we're going to be able to showcase that we are able to get some stops up against someone who looks like they don't have any shooting on their build. It looks like he just wants to get a bunch of standing dunks against us, as we're able to body him up right there and stop him at 3 points, as now we do have possession. So right here, I'm going to start off with a go-to shot out of the triple threat, immediately stop on a dime, quick little pro step back right there, and we're able to knock down the mid-range jumper. Now we're going to use our speed off the dribble with our KD build and get all the way to the rim for an easy dunk. Now we're going to be able to cross him up. He's jumping once again. He doesn't know what we want to do with it, so we're going to take the free lane as he's out of position. Now currently up by 1. We're going to go back to the step back, hit him with a little double cross, another step back, and we're able to knock down the mid-range. And now we have our sharpshooter takeover active. And as long as you guys probably know by now, the sharpshooter takeover badge gets you so many ankle breakers, as we're able to put him on the floor right there, get that signature Kevin Durant pull-up jumper off the dribble and knock down another midi. Once again, we just have this guy going all over the place with the ankle breakers. We stumble with the ball a little bit right there, but that's okay. We're able to trigger another ankle breaker off the dribble. As now Kevin Durant, we're going to go to this go-to shot out of the triple threat. We're going to wait for our opponent to jump, and we do have 72 standing dunk on our build, so we are going to be able to get that easy standing dunk under the rim. Now KD, once again, shaking this man. He is completely falling back, giving us the mid-range. I don't think I actually shot a single 3-ball in any of these 1v1 games, just because off the dribble threes, they're so tough to hit now. Obviously standstill threes, they're very easy to hit, but you guys see I'm going to try to go to one here. And one of my favorite things about the gameplay this year to start off the year was that you're able to hit go-to shots and dribble pull-ups from 3, and they were actually very greenable. But unfortunately, you guys know the community, they were just abusing it. They were just getting some crazy full speed fades, just non-stop spamming fading threes every single possession. They were so hard to contest. So yeah, for now 2K, they did take them away. I don't know if they can differentiate a normal pull-up or a go-to shot 3-ball compared to those mindless fading threes that people were just spamming in the corner. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that back this year for NBA 2K26, but hopefully in 2K27, they can differentiate the sliders and we can have those at least makeable, because I do think step back threes and pull up threes, go-to shots and everything like that, they should have a bigger green window out there. But nonetheless, finish this one off against that opponent who was trying to spam the paint against us. It was we get ourselves a 15-8 victory. Now we're going to be matched up against a 7-4 center, immediately comes out, hits a step back 3-ball on us. And I'm like, okay, we cannot even let him get up to this line, because if he does, it's going to be tough to contest. So you guys see with our 76 perimeter defense, Kevin Durant, he is a pretty good, I think, underrated defender throughout his career. He's a little bit older now, so you may not see him pick up defensive highlights as consistently as he used to, but here we go, man. Currently down 2-1 as we go to a little step back in the mid-range over our opponent. We have so much space, might as well show off that step back animation from KD. Now currently tied 2-2. We're gonna go to our double cross. He's gonna bite on it and we're gonna go right around him to the rim. You guys see how big that green window is on our 89 driving duck. Now we have ourselves room from the mid-range as we're able to make use of that gold Deadeye badge, able to knock down that one right there. And we're just gonna get an easy standstill jumper off the mid-range right here as our opponent is completely sagging off on us. There's honestly nothing he could do. KD, he's just too quick. He has too good of a handle, too good of a shooter. This guy honestly stands no chance as we cancel out of the go-to shot, take one more dribble over to a fading mid-range jumper right there that we're able to get a green light on. Now up to 8 points in the game, and we do have that sharpshooter takeover active. We're just gonna wait for our opponent to jump right here and make use of our 84 close shot right in front of the rim as we're able to avoid the block. Now currently up 7. Once again, these games go up to 15 as we're able to get our opponent with a nice crossover right there. We get him triggered into that ankle breaker, and I'm just betting on the fact that he's not going to recover in time in order to protect the rim. Once again, we're going to go right back to that fading mid-range Kevin Durant's pull-up jumper, man. The animation, it is so good. Even if you don't have a KD build, if you have any build that is 6'10", 6'11", whatever it is, if you're able to get that animation, it is honestly money as we're able to create some more space right there and get ourselves a game winner off the dribble. Now into our fourth and final 1v1 match of the day before we do hop into this random rec gameplay. This game was absolutely insane. You guys are going to see our opponent is going to come out hot, and he is not missing at all. This time he's going to get all the way to the rim, get himself a green light dunk. Okay, so now I know we can't leave the paint open. He's already knocked down a 3-ball in our face. Going to try to pressure him out on the perimeter, but he has a really good handle on the ball, so getting the bumps are not as easy. Now it looks like we're able to get a good contest. We literally get good shot contest rating up in the corner, but a contest doesn't even register as he's able to knock it down. Now with a score 12-2, once again, these games only go up to 15, so our opponent needs 3 more points to win it. He's going to get himself another fading mid-range off the dribble. Now it is 13-2. He has sharp takeover. I know I can't give him too much space. I bait him into a deep one right there. I'm sure he had limitless, but he mistimes it. So now we do have a small chance to come back into this game. We're going to start it off with a little step back mid-range right there on the baseline. Even though we had the lane to dunk it, we obviously got to get these jumpers up with KD. Now the score is 13-5. We're going to hit him with a nice little behind the back move, get him with the shimmy. He thinks we're fading, and we're just going to spin right off him into the paint for a high percentage dunk right there. Now he knows that we're Kevin Durant. He knows that we want to shoot the ball. Look at how high he's going to pressure us. So if he's going to pressure us closely, we got to take him off the dribble, man. That is one of the strengths of KD's game. Even when you get up in his face, his handle is good enough to take you off the dribble and punish you for playing him up too closely. So once again, now we have ourselves sharp takeover, trying to get him to bite on these ankle breakers. He must have pretty good perimeter defense because we don't get any ankle breakers to trigger on him, but we do have enough speed with ball to get around him with our dribble moves. So that's exactly what we're going to try to continue to do, as he's not giving us any space out here. I'm going to try to get a little step back on the mid-range, get him to bite on it. We're going to go underneath the block and finish off with that 84 close shot right there. Now we're going to take him off the dribble once again, and it is anyone's game. 2 to win it. He's playing us very closely out here on the perimeter. I get him to bite on the step back, and we're going to take him all the way to the rim once again. He was playing us really high, so we had to make use of our drive and dunk in this final game in order to make a 13-point comeback. Well, I think we actually had 2 points. So an 11-point comeback in that final 1v1 match right there. So now it is time for us to move on to the random rec and showcase exactly what our realistic Kevin Durant build can do in a 5v5 setting. And here we go, tip ball time in our first random rec game with our Kevin Durant build. We're going to be put at the center position, so that means we have our poster takeover active for this first one that is going to be boosting up our defensive rebound up to a 90 level when our takeover is active. So first possession, it's going to end up in our hands. I see a lane, and we're going to start this one out with a nice meter dunk in the paint right there. Now we're going to be playing some defense on this next possession. possession, using that long wingspan that we all know the Slim Reaper has, picking up a steal, and look at with the 69 passing accuracy, we're able to throw up a nice dime off the break starter badge right there, bronze break starter. Eventually we will be putting 2 cap breakers into our passing, but right here we do have ourselves Legend Post Fade Phenom. We got to showcase it out here in the rec. Of course, we have a legend badge. We got to make use of it right there off the nice post fade animation. Now we're going to pick up a nice assist right here. We have 2 people closing out on Kevin Durant. He is a very willing passer throughout his career. That's why his career high actually isn't as high as you think it was. I don't even know if he scored 60 in a game. As now we're able to pick up a big offensive rebound right here. We're going to fake the post fade, give it down to our teammate. I thought he was going to dunk that one. I think even he thought that he was going to dunk that one. Next time he's got to go to that dunk meter in order to finish that one off. But now we're able to get the ball back, and the score is currently 20-6 in the first game. But our opponent, they are going to make a little bit of a comeback now with our lead only to 10. Once again, hop in the post very quickly, go to our legend badge, Legend Post Fade Phenom, lighten up off that Kevin Durant post fade animation that is so quick, so tough to contest right there. Now we're in transition. Opponent's going to try to get the steal, and we're just going to take them all the way to the paint as we get a nice dunk in transition. Now with a score 44-29, we're going to pick up ourselves our 5th rebound of the game. We currently have 3 assists on the game as well. And look at the speed with ball in transition. I do miss our teammate, so I reward him a little bit later as he is able to cap that one off with a standing dunk. Almost up by 20 points in this game in the 3rd quarter. We're going to go coast to coast with this one, swinging out to our teammate who is wide open in the corner. You guys see, even with the 69 passing accuracy, we're able to make some very nice passes out there, as long as you don't try to throw anything too deep. Now, with 3 seconds left in this 3rd quarter, we're going to pick up another assist to end off this quarter right there. So now we have ourselves 10 points, 8 rebounds, make that 9 rebounds and 7 assists, as we're able to pick up the offensive board right there for our 12th point of the game. The score is currently 70-46 as our defense is lightening up once again with the steal. And this time we got to mix in the 3-point game as well with Kevin Durant as we knock down our first 3 ball of the video. Of course, more of those to come. Kevin Durant at 6'11", those 3 balls, they're going to be so tough to contest for the defense. Now, once again, we're going to go back to that Legend Post Fade Phenom badge. Whenever you get past the ball and you're cutting to the rim and it's late, I honestly think that's such a good time just to hop in the post very quickly and get off a post fade. Usually opponents are expecting you to dribble all the way out to that 3-point line. So when you stop on a dime, get that post fade animation, they're usually not ready to contest it. As right here, we're able to get out in transition once again, able to pick up another offensive rebound. Once again, we're playing center for this game. We're doing a great job on the offensive glass as well, as our teammate is going to find us for a nice pass in the corner right here. I don't know why I was expecting a better closeout than that. So you know what? We're just going to pull up for the easy mid-range, even though we did have the 3 ball available to us. We're going to use that Kevin Durant pull-up animation to our advantage right there, as we do pick up a victory in our first random rec game. Score of 89-58. Kevin Durant is going to finish off with 23 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Once again, we do have that 60 steal rating on our Kevin Durant build, as we go 11 of 14 from the field, playing efficiently just like Kevin Durant does in real life. Now, starting out the second game right here, you guys see we're going to start out with a score of 4-0. I'm not even going to worry about getting back in transition on that first bucket, as our team, they're just fumbling the ball over. They're throwing crazy turnovers out here. We have one person quit immediately, as this one starts out pretty rough. Luckily, they're going to miss a shot in transition. We're going to throw it up. Kevin Durant, we're just going to wait for the ball in this corner as we're able to knock down a 3 ball. And then for this second game, we're going to be at the power forward position. So you guys see we are going to be running that sharp takeover. Now, Kevin Durant picking up the ball off a bump steal right here. I see someone in the corner. We're going to be playing point forward in transition right there as we pick up our 2nd assist of the game, and we tie things up at 11. After a rocky start, we're starting to take control of this game. As I see a little man on us, I'm trying to get in the post. I don't even know why we got that weird spin animation right there, but nonetheless, finally able to get in the post, use that legend badge to our advantage with the height mismatch, and knock that one down. Now, we're going to pick up another assist right here. We have 2 people on us. That means you got to get the ball out of your hands, find the open man like we do right there. Now, center has the ball. A bunch of people are going to try to do some rim protection. So you know what? Kevin Durant, we're just going to sit out here in the corner. Center does a good job keeping his eyes up, finding us for a wide open 3 ball in our 8th point of the game. Now with the score 23-18, 3 minutes left to play in this first half. Kevin Durant, we're going to get a nice contest right there up against the opposing power forward. Then they're going to throw it up. KD, I'm wide open in the corner. He finds us once again. I don't know why. I'm expecting someone to close out on us. They don't. So we just go to the easy mid-range pull-up, making use of that gold shifty shooter. Once again, we do normally have Hall of Fame shifty shooter, but I just didn't get that max +2 badge yet at the time of recording this video. Now, out in transition, our opponent, they're going to throw the ball up right here. We're currently trailing by 3 as we get ourselves a wide open lane to the rim. We're going to finish that one off for our 14th point of the game. This one has suddenly become a very close game. Now our center is going to pull down a rebound. We're currently up to 14 points. I'm looking around in transition. We're just going to go to that easy mid-range pull-up. Once again, you have space for it. You got to go to it. We have that 90 mid-range for a reason. Now, Kevin Durant using that length, the Slim Reaper out here, stretching out that arm, even though we couldn't get his real 7'5" wingspan. That 7'1" wingspan is still just long enough to pick up that steal right there. Now we're going to be patient in the paint, make use of that silver paint prodigy badge right there as we get a nice staining layup for our 18th point on the game as we're currently up by 1. Now I'm going to have the ball in the post right here. Try to get ourselves a post spin animation. We don't get it, and I immediately pass out. I feel like people, they do not want you to be in your post bag for too long. Make a quick move. If the move doesn't work, then get out of the post, pass it out, whatever it is, as we're able to get the ball back and go to that nice mid-range pull-up animation once again with our KD build. Almost able to pick up a steal right here. The opposing power forward, he's going to pick it back up as they force up a really bad shot right there in the paint. Center's playing some good defense, but unfortunately he's unable to get a contest on the standing dunk. So our lead is back to 1. Now out in transition, I'm going to fake the step back 3 ball, try to go to this Euro step you guys see. Eventually, we are going to be able to get 90 driving layup on this build in order to get that gold physical finisher badge. But right now, it's only on silver. So right there, gold physical finisher, we probably would have been able to finish off that Euro step. But nonetheless, man, KD, we're going to get the ball back, make up for that missed layup as we're able to knock down a 3 ball and push the lead to 7. Now, Kevin Durant going to the open space on the court. I see someone open in the corner. We're going to run a nice give and go right here as our small forward sees us wide open, cutting to the paint. We were able to have some good team chemistry on that one. Now with our takeover active, you guys know, man, if Kevin Durant, whether takeover is active or not, he's going to be able to knock down a quarter 3 ball like it's nothing. Now up to 28 points on the game. Let's make that 31 as we make use of that gold Deadeye badge. Only a 4% contest on that one. Probably the best the league has ever seen at pulling up in someone's face, completely ignoring their contest, is Kevin Durant. As now we're really able to break open this game in the 4th quarter. Now we're up by 20. Kevin Durant, we're not done scoring yet though. Our feet aren't even set all the way as we're able to get that nice mid-range jumper to go right there. Now up by 19 points in this one. Kevin Durant, we got to go back to that finesse game. I missed that Euro step earlier. We make up for it right there with a nice Euro step finish. And with 35 points on the game, I honestly should have stopped my scoring right there. As we all know, Kevin Durant, most famous jersey numbers that he's worn in his career is 35, but I do want to make use of a legend badge once more as we go to that post fade phenom and finish with 37 points, 5 assists in that one as we go 16 of 19 from the field and 5 of 5 from 3. Now moving on to our 3rd and final rec game of the day. You guys are going to see we're going to be matched up against a 7-foot center in this final game, and I'm actually going to run the sharp takeover for this last one just because I do think it is a little bit more fun. I have plenty of builds that have the poster machine takeover. Obviously, we do have that poster machine takeover with the defensive rebounding boost, but you know what? We've been rebounding so well out here today. I'm just gonna rock out with a sharp takeover for this final game as we are put at the center position. So here we go, man. Starting this one out, we get ourselves a nice little steal, get out in transition, and go to a nice pull-up jumper right there, looking exactly like Kevin Durant in transition as we stop on a dime. And now we're able to pull down a defensive rebound. We're going to get a nice little relay assist right there, something you definitely got to make use of when you have that bronze break starter. Sometimes you got to make the shorter pass first instead of the home run pass on every transition play. Now Kevin Durant, we're going to be open with space. The 7-footer, he does not have the speed to keep up with us as our teammate sets us a nice screen and we're able to get that nice fade right there. Now, once again, perfect time to hop into the post. Like I said, when the team misses you on a late cut and you're caught in a weird spot on that baseline, just hop in the post, make use of that Legend Post Fade Phenom badge. Now right here, I'm expecting the point guard to pass it to the corner, and then I was just going to be running in to clean up a miss in case they miss, but he just decides to hand it off to us. So we're just going to take that easy standing layup right there as we're able to take off the center, off the dribble once again. Now we're playing some defense down low. You guys see the rim protection. We have it when we need it. We're going to launch a pass up the court right there. It's almost a turnover, but luckily our teammate is able to catch it, keep it in bounds. Our shooting guard is going to do a nice job taking them off the dribble and get all the way into the paint. Now in the third quarter, currently down by 1, we're going to get ourselves a nice little reverse layup under the rim right here, avoiding the block from that center, going to the open space on the court and picking up 2 points. But now we're currently down by 8. Our team is trying to play some defense. I get a little bit mixed up right here, but I'm able to make up for it with that silver paint patroller badge right there. And we're just going to be the point forward in this one, dribble all the way down, get ourselves a nice pull-up 3-ball with that gold set shot specialist in transition for our 15th point of the game. But man, our team was not playing good defense. Currently in the fourth quarter, we are down by 8. I'm supposed to be picking up the point guard's man because he's not picking his up. And then he leaves our center wide open as they're going to pick up another bucket right there. So now we're down by 14. Our power forward, he's going to hit a nice 3-ball right here. And we're going to try to make this comeback happen with 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Now down by 11. Our team is going to play some more good defense. Our small forward is going to get a nice little step back from the mid-range right here and get a green light on that one and cut the lead to single digits. Now currently down by 7. Power forward is going to get some great rim protection at the rim. That's going to give ourselves our takeover. As I'm going to the corner, our teammate sees us, but with our sharp takeover active, I know they're going to be playing us close on the 3-point line. So I take them off the dribble all the way to the paint and cut their lead to 5. Now with 58 seconds left, we have to get stops from here on out through the game if we want to complete this comeback. Current with 17 points on the game. Shooting guards playing some defense. I'm showing on the screen. We're able to lock up the paint nicely, and the small forward is going to pick up a steal right there. Kevin Durant, we're getting out on the wing. We're running as they do a good job fouling in transition. Now for the rest of our game, the team is going to start looking for Kevin Durant to close this one out. They want the ball in our hands. They think that we've done a good job scoring so far, so they put it into KD's hands, and we get to the line. You guys know Kevin Durant throughout his career. He's been a 50, 40, 90 club member 2 times. Big time free throws right there from KD as we're up to 19 points on the game and we cut their lead to 3. Now 35 seconds left. Once again, we need to stop if we want to complete this comeback. In the paint on the center right here, we're almost able to pick up the bump steal, but we can't quite get it. As they throw it over to the AI immediately jacks up a 3-ball, and KD's coming up with his 5th rebound of the game. Now we need a 3 or a quick 2. I see the small forward open in transition, and we're going to play point forward on that final possession to tie things up. 10 seconds left. We've completed the comeback. Now we just need to get a stop in order to force overtime. Luckily, our teammate, he was aware that we had a foul to give, so we stopped them in transition, make them set up, get our defense set, and now with 4 seconds left, they're going to force up a bad shot right there, and we do have overtime. For the first time out of any of these gameplays, I think this is going to be our first overtime game here with Kevin Durant at the center position. We are able to win the tip ball, which was huge right there. Our small forward's just going to go with the easy mid-range jumper once again, and we are able to take a 2-point lead in overtime. Now they're going to throw the ball up the court. Kevin Durant able to pick up a bump steal right there. Ill-advised pass. There's no reason for them to rush it, as we're going to play point forward once again, go coast to coast off that steal. Beautiful dunk right there in transition. Now up to 21 points for Kevin Durant, and we're trying to pick up this overtime win as our defense gets completely mixed up and we dodge a bullet off a wide open 3-ball. Now KD with the ball. Once again, we're matched up against a 7-foot center. I know he can't keep up with us. They come over and help, so we dot up the small forward in the corner. Once again, 69 passing accuracy. We're up to 4 assists on this game as they're finally able to get a bucket in this overtime game, but we do have a 5-point cushion. Once again, the team is looking at us to run the offense. KD taking it off the dribble. I know the small forward has been hot. I pass it over to him. He sees the shooting guard sagging off in the corner, dots him up for a beautiful pass right there. And now, as it is the free throw game, as we're up by 2, they want the ball in KD's hands, and that was a smart decision by them because, as we all know, man, Kevin Durant, he's going to be able to knock these down no problem. KD, he has a very good free throw animation in this game. As we green light the first one, they're going to try to freeze us by calling a timeout in between the second free throw, but nonetheless, man, Kevin Durant, you guys already know he's so cold. Freezing us ain't going to do nothing, as we're up to 23 points on the game. Bunch of clutch free throws in this one, as we are able to complete a crazy comeback in that third and final random rec game, as we finished with 23 points, 6 rebounds, shooting 82% from the field. Also 2 steals and 1 block as we go 9 of 11 from the field. But yeah, you guys, there it is, our 6'11 Kevin Durant build, playing realistically in the random rec. And honestly, this build is so much fun. I feel like 6'11 just for builds in general, whether you're Kevin Durant or not, I feel like 6'11, it is a really good height to go for. And even without cap breakers right out the gate, I did design this build to have all of Kevin Durant's animations from the get-go. So if you didn't see that build breakdown for a realistic Kevin Durant build, make sure to check out that video. And yeah, if you want to see more realistic builds in gameplays like this, definitely do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Dropping a like on this video, it really does help. And in the comment section, let me know which NBA player you would like to see me bring to life next. But other than that, man, that's going to do it for this one. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.